Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Oh, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
For all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels.
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Back of the net.
It didn't happen in 49, 61, 63 or 69 when they reached the final. But the class of 2021 have delivered. Leicester City are FA Cup winners at last and are history makers at Wembley.
A modern day football miracle. They have blown their rivals away. They have blown us all away in truth. Premier League champions 2016, the amazing Leicester City!
Till I Die TV. Your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
And now, here's your host.
Right, Chris.
Oh, right there. Welcome along. How the devil, I can never get it right. How the devil are you? Nice for you to join us. It is, and it's quite a sad moment, this, because I feel like I'm losing a son today. And I also feel like I'm losing a granddad. And they can work out which one's which. Because this is the last European review show of the season. But it will be back. It will be back in the new season. And we will be replacing it. And that's not easy for me to say. We will be replacing it with something else during the summer, which would be basically looking at the World Cup groups. If you are on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet already, please give us a subscribe, as it says there. Smash the links. And also remember to press that notification button. We've got a load of shows coming up, with it being the last week of the Premier League. Tomorrow we've got a relegation special. We've got a fan on from Leeds. We've got Dan the Man coming on from Burnley, and Elton Welsby. You may remember him if you're of a certain age, ex-ITV anchorman for football, big Everton fan, and they're going to be coming on and talking, well, who they think will be staying up. And I think we all probably know they think they all will be. We've got the preview and prediction show tomorrow at 9. Then we've got the Chelsea preview. And then the week after, this is going to be YouTube only, so this isn't going to be on Facebook. It's not going to be on Twitter. We've got Jerry Taggart, the ex-Leicester player, who does a lot of work for Leicester City at the moment. He's going to be coming on and reviewing our season. Yeah, which hasn't been the best, has it? Let's be honest with you. Well, we got through to a semi, and there's nothing like having a semi. Oh, you'd take a semi any time, wouldn't you, Anthony?
God, I tell you what, it's been a hell of a long time. I didn't know what one is, Chris.
Well, this young man has got a wedding coming up, so hopefully he will.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you are welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Anthony, of course, I didn't know your team was playing. You were quite, as I say, if you wanted to watch the game.
Well, trouble is, though, it's like what I said, it's going to be typical Arsenal. They're most probably either draw or lose the game. They'll lose the game most probably, and they draw against Everton. And Arteta, they'll come out and say at the end of the season, well, we never really had our mind on the top four. Ooh. So, that'd be typical.
There's something about it's called comedic timing, isn't it? I think.
What a goal!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to do this to you, Anthony. Oh, I don't know if you can see any television there or anything at all.
No, I can't.
I didn't think I'd be playing that tonight. I'm going to have to be honest with you. Anthony, I'm sorry, mate. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Tell you what, mate. Just as soon as you said that,
as soon as I jinxed it, didn't I? Who got the goal?
You absolutely did. Never come on one of my shows when your team is playing. Yeah, I say Callum Wilson 1-0 Newcastle. I am sorry, but on the plus side, tell everybody that's watching, all the millions. Yeah, I wish who's watching, where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in my name, Anthony Herbert. You can also find me on SVT TV, Football United TV, Dugout Daily, and also Leicester Till I Die TV.
Yes, indeed. And Doug.
Yeah, you can find me on the Dugout Football channel on YouTube. Twitter handle is Enrod_1992. Instagram is Douglas.Horn. And Facebook is Douglas James Horn.
And we have to say congratulations to you, sir. Half the quadruple is achieved. The 2 cups you've got. You do like these penalty shoots out, don't you?
Yeah, and that's now 3 Liverpool goalkeepers who have beaten Chelsea in a penalty shootout. Adrian in the Super Cup, Kelleher in the League Cup, and now Alisson in the FA Cup. And I believe Mason Mount's lost his last 6 finals at Wembley. So
allegedly, even Nippon was saying that they should be getting rid of Mason Mount. I think that's a bit unfair. I think, but
yeah,
it's a bit unfair. Yeah,
I mean, I know Leicester were known. And I'm still going to be playing the fact that we've won it all next season. You're not going to let that go at all. But the fact that we'd been in 4 finals and never won it before last year, I think has actually now been. I think Chelsea get the better record, being in 3 finals in a row and losing all 3.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? Last time after we beat them at Wembley, they actually hosted Leicester City in their next league game. And who have they got in their next league game this season?
Leicester,
indeed. Oh, mind you, having said that, they beat us last time, so let's move on.
But at least Liverpool and Leicester have something in common. We went to Watford and spanked them 5.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
What a good end to the season. Leicester City spanking Norwich and Watford. Hey, I'll take it.
I mean, excuse my French here, but they're both as shit as each other. So, good riddance to the pair of them. I mean, Norwich are a yo-yo club at best, and Watford are a sacking club. So, neither of them deserve to be in the Premier League, unfortunately. And
no, they don't. And to be honest with you, with Watford coming in, I mean, they sacked their first manager when they were 12th in the league.
Yeah.
And then do you know what I mean? And having 3, if you're going to appoint 3 managers in one season, you're not going to stay up. I'm sorry, but you're not.
But they do it every time, don't they? This is the thing. And I was surprised. I was watching Match of the Day last week. When you win, you can watch it, can't you? And even Alan Shearer said about Watford, they deserve to go. Yeah. he said exactly the same. 7 weeks in, you sat in 12th and you sack your manager. What are you really hoping for? You know, and you look at Ranieri, and Louise made the point on the show when we were doing the watch along. I suppose when they appointed Ranieri, they weren't actually in a relegation battle, but you've got to look at that, and you've got to. And I love Ranieri to bits. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was the best signing that they could have made.
No, I mean, I thought at the time it was a very weird appointment. Like Claudio Ranieri is always going to be a legend for Leicester City, winning the Premier League and all that.
Totally.
I didn't think Watford was the right club to go to. It just hasn't. It just didn't work out either. And now they've got the Forest Green Rovers head coach, Rob Edwards, which hasn't gone down well in Forest Green. Let me just say that. Apparently, everything is done behind their back. So it kind of says to me that yes, there's not much loyalty in football, but it's not the best way to say thanks to a club that you've actually got promoted to basically go behind their back and then speak to another club.
Apparently, the manager, Anthony, was saying, he rang the chairman or whatever it was and said, right, I think I'm leaving. It's like...
Well, I'm actually surprised because with a team like, obviously, with Watford obviously going down, why would you want to go and contact a manager at Forest Green? I mean, because obviously Watford is like what Doug said earlier. With Watford and Norwich, they're always like a yo-yo, aren't they? They're always up and down. And I don't understand why they would have appointed a manager that low down in the leagues, like sort of thing. So
I mean, I was talking to a Watford fan last week because obviously we played them, Pidge, and he was sort of saying that it sounds like they're going to give this guy maybe time where they haven't in the past. But I don't know. I just think
I disagree with that completely. And the reason is I think he has to get the ground running. If Watford are not top or anywhere near sort of the playoff spots, like if they're languishing like mid-table or something, then I think they'll make a change because this Pozzo family are not very patient, as we have obviously seen from past tenures. And just unfortunately, it's just Watford are becoming like Chelsea. They're a second club. And, they probably will be until this Pozzo family decide to get out of Watford.
But, I mean, Chelsea, at least they get decent managers in. That's the difference.
That's true.
Isn't it? Well, up to now, it's going to be very interesting because Huddersfield are playing Luton, talking about teams going down, about two possible teams coming up. And I wish this was the actual final because I don't want Forest to come up. Sorry. I know it could be an East Midlands derby, but I just hope they burn and Sheffield United can get them back. But this is what I wanted to be the final because I wouldn't mind either of these teams coming up, but Luton especially because this is what football's all about, isn't it? And this is, I think, what UEFA, talking about European football, which we're going to be coming on to in a second, I think are trying to kill that chance that these teams have got, that dream. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I first moved down here and Bournemouth were collecting money in buckets outside the pavilion and they were minus 17 points. They were dreaming of the Premier League, and that dream became reality for them. And all this sort of like, and you two are fans of, for want of a better word, two of the big six clubs. But the fact that one of your clubs could finish 10th in the Premier League if you have a bad season, and yet still qualify under the new rules for the Champions League, surely, I mean, as a fan, you wouldn't want that, would you? Or would you?
To be honest with you, Chris, and I don't know if Anthony will agree with me, but Luton Town, I think, have a budget of 1 million or 2 million or something ridiculous along those lines. Yeah. So they've not got a very, very big squad, and most of their players are sort of free transfers as well. It would just be a fantastic story if they did come up. Huddersfield have been up before. Obviously Sheffield United have been up before. Nottingham Forest, I know you absolutely despise Forest, obviously being Leicester City supporter, but I've always just had the feeling this season that it's going to be Forest's year. Last in obviously the Premier League in 1999, so it's been a long, long time since they were actually in the Premier League. But it'd be just a fairy tale. It'd be a fairy tale story if Luton Town got promoted for sure.
But you avoided the question about if Liverpool finished 10th, would you want them to be in the Champions League?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just what you sort of. It's a club's dream to be in the Champions League. My Scottish club, Livingston, for example, 2001-2002 season, we actually finished third in our first season in the Scottish Premiership, and we actually went to we were actually in the UEFA Cup. Well, what it was then known called the UEFA Cup, and I actually got to go over to Graz in Austria, and I actually watched Livingston. We lost 5-2. So we did lose 5-2 over in Austria, but the return leg we won 4-3. So we lost 8-6 on aggregate. Yeah. Those were the best sort of times as a football fan, is to go over and actually see your club in Europe. So yeah, of course you would.
Livingston finish though to qualify.
We finished third. we'd finished third that season.
So you'd finished within the qualifying numbers, is what I'm saying. I mean, Anthony, I mean, you know, what does it say that, you know, you've got a club that might finish 8th, that is, say Leicester, or let's say, I don't know, pick a team, but Wolves, let's say, that haven't got any European pedigree. They finish 8th, Arsenal finish 10th, and yet Arsenal end up in the Champions League because of their history. And, you know, Wolves don't. That can't be right, can it?
No, I don't think it is right. And to be honest with you, if I was it's a bit like what Doug said. I mean, it'd be right if you supported a team that, like, is like what you said, if you finished 10th and then you went into the Champions League next season. But it depends on what money you got for the following season when you're going to be playing in that Champions League. Because in all fairness, like, I wouldn't want my team to be like a totally laughing stock in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, I could understand like it for money wise, but I always, it's like now if it was Arsenal winning now and we went to the Champions League next season, I mean, I'll be happy if Arsenal got for the round of 16 for next season. I would, because we haven't been in it for a while. So do you know what I mean? Yeah. So there is that as well. But yeah, but I wouldn't want my team to be in the biggest, you know, the Champions League, which is the main one, getting new players in and, like, you know, and not qualifying at that group stage at least. So, you know, I wouldn't like it personally.
I just think the football dream is that, I mean, for as a Leicester fan, the football dream that we got into the Champions League, you know, I can't believe that I have sat with my son in the King Power and watch my team not just walk out, but walk out to that Champions League music.
Yeah.
And that, if I'd have been denied that because one of the 6 clubs finished below me, but UEFA want them to play, it just kills the dream. It kills the dream. But, you know, we'll see. We will see what happens. We know it's all about money for UEFA, and we'll see what happens. But
I mean, look at that, Chris. When Blackburn Rovers when they won the Premier League back in '95, and they won they went into the Champions League. They come out of the group stages with 1 point. They drew one game out of every single match in their group stages. It was terrible.
They lost to a Norwegian side that nobody had ever heard of, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think it was in the Champions League. I think Graham Lasso was fighting David Batty at the time, if I remember correctly.
Was it?
Yeah.
But there you go. As I say, we know football isn't always fair, but hey, it is what it is. Right. So our last European show, gentlemen, and as always, we're going to start with France. And let's just have a look at some talking points here. So PSG were crowned League One champions for a record equaling 10th time. PSG have won 8 of the last 10 League One titles, having been denied by Monaco in 17 and obviously Lille last season. PSG equalled the record set by Saint-Étienne, who won 10 top-flight titles between 57 and 81. I've gone a bit mad with my copy and paste there. But sealing the League One title, however, was not a cause for celebration for some ultra fans who left the Parc des Princes 15 minutes before the end whistle, as they were still frustrated at the team's early exit from the Champions League. I mean, Doug, there's no pleasing some fans, is there?
No, unfortunately not. I can understand the frustration of us going to go to Real Madrid, but you know, they absolutely battered Real Madrid in that first leg, and they came out 1-0. It should have been 2-3-0, but no. PSG are big time bottlers of the UEFA Champions League, and it's been proven as well. But I suppose you're allowed to sort of vent your frustration, but to go 15 minutes early is a little bit over the top. Let's just say.
I mean, Anthony, at least we've got 6 what we keep calling them, these big 6, but at least we have occasionally have a different, team that will come through and win it for a couple of seasons. Whether it's Man City, whether it's Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal in the past. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know whether I could, enjoy knowing that my team was, say, got promoted, or my team was playing in League One next season, and thinking, well, what's the point? PSG are going to win it. They're rich. They've got the oil owners. What we're bothering playing about for?
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's like a Man City now, isn't it? Obviously they've got these rich owners in and that sort of thing. I mean, obviously PSG is like what you said. They're going to win it for an X amount of seasons ahead. Like, do you know what I mean? So, I mean, they've equaled it. It's like with Monaco and that, and obviously Lille. But it's like what I said. They've got the owners. They can do it. And I to be honest with you, if you was a fan of them, you'd be enjoying it as well, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. If we were PSG fans and winning leagues, we would be. So, I mean, fair play to them. I mean, obviously, it's like what you said. They've got the money. They're going to be league winners, most probably in the next 5 or 8 years. Is basically what it is about whoever buys out these football teams, if they've got the money or not, and that's what it is. So.
Just to break in there, Huddersfield have just gone ahead in the second leg. 82 minutes on the clock. Huddersfield 1, Luton Town 0. So it looks like with 8 minutes to go, Luton Town's dream is over, and it will be Huddersfield who will be going into the final. I mean, Doug, look, there's no real surprises there. I guess the biggest surprise overall, let me update it on there, is, Saint-Étienne losing to Reims. Apart from that, I think it's pretty much all gone to form, really. I think is there anything in there that stands out for you?
Not really. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's been another sort of a week where you'd probably expect certain clubs to beat certain clubs. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain 4-0, Montpellier, Monaco 4-2 against Brest. Leo beating Nice. I suppose that's a little bit maybe of a wee upset, but Rennes beating Marseille. Yeah, there's some. I think it's sort of coming now to the end of the season, and I don't think you're like. Yes, I know you can get weird results on the last day. I'm looking forward to Sunday because I think it's one of the. I can't actually remember a Premier League final day where we've had the title race to be decided on the final day. Obviously, we beat Southampton tomorrow. The top 4 being decided on the final day, European places being decided on the final day, and relegation being decided on the final day. Yes. It's going to be absolutely mental. It's going to be nervy. It's going to be dramatic. I'm just looking forward to it. But yeah, I think the French League, I think not too many surprises there.
Yeah. And don't forget, you two guys are joining me on Sunday for the Soccer Sunday, which is
I can't wait, man.
Paul Mann's version of Sky Sports Soccer Saturday. But I think I'm legally safe. I don't think they have a Soccer Sunday when we will be covering all the 3 aspects that you've just said. But I don't really have a horse in this race in as much as I don't support any particular French side. But the thing that I noticed when I've been doing this for a few weeks, and certainly on this one, just said then, Anthony, that Saint-Étienne had had at their time won it the 10 times, the league, and yet they've just been relegated.
Yeah, unfortunately, but the trouble is, though, that's football, and that's how it goes sometimes. To be honest with you, I don't know if they may have been a team that was struggling, obviously, with finance difficulties, obviously with players and things like that, and wages and God knows what else. But sometimes it happens to the best teams. The teams that's got so much memorabilia and so many trophy wins. I mean, I know you don't like them, but I mean, look at Nottingham Forest in the English League. They've been up and they've won trophies and been down. So every team's going to go through it when through their lifetime. So, but yeah, I mean, I think there'd be another team that they're most probably bounce up, and like what Doug says, they do the yo-yo effect.
I mean, two things I'd say about Saint-Étienne is one, of course, I think they decided to go downhill once they sold Fofana to ourselves, and two, they had Claude Puel as their manager, so probably got what they deserve. Sorry, Saint-Étienne, but you employed him. And at the top half of the table, because this has felt there's now I believe finished. I don't think there's any more games. Is there in this league?
One game left.
There's one more game left in this one. You're quite right. Sorry, but I mean, Paris have walked away with it, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, you look at that table there, Chris, and look at Lille. Like, they won the league, didn't they? And you look at them now, 10th. So it's like what I said. We don't really know what's going on there. But then again, it could be the same thing that you thought they would have had the money there, strengthen their squad, bring in a few players. I mean, they only won it, was it last season?
Yeah,
last season.
Yeah. So you would think a team like that would most probably actually be finishing in the top 4, and getting Champions League football, but obviously not. It wasn't the case for them. So that's a shock as well. To be honest with you, that is a shock in that league. That's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, Paris there, Doug, like we said, they're there. I mean, has Poch done enough, do you think, to keep his job there next season? Or do Paris sort of look at it, or the owners look at it and go, no, we, like a bit like Man City, we want the holy grail that is the Champions League?
I think to say that Poch's chances of staying at PSG, I think, are probably between 10% and 15%. There's no way he's staying. No way he is staying. I think. I think he'll be. I think he'll be gone. Because, if you cannot manage Lionel Messi, you cannot manage Kylian Mbappe, Angel Di Maria, all these big sort of superstars, etc.
Shouldn't be there.
You don't deserve to be at the club.
And he came out and said it, didn't he, as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I actually read that as well, because I think I said that on last week's stream. But it's like what I said. I mean, it doesn't matter who wins the league with Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, look at that. Unai Emery won it with Paris Saint-Germain, and then they sacked him, and then he came to Arsenal. Yeah. So do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't make a difference. But it's like what you said, Chris. They want the Champions League, and they want it so bad. And it's not even hanging. It's not even swinging in their grasp, so they can just sort of like clinch it. It's just it's not. But I think the manager who comes in, obviously he's got to be an elite manager. I think it could be anyone between Conte or maybe, why not Zinedine Zidane? He can probably do a job there with them. So
I was going to say Conte. I mean, we discussed it last week. The rumours that is he going to leave Spurs and go to Paris? Is the pull of Paris enough to take Conte away from Spurs, and then would Spurs take Poch back?
It could happen. I think it could. I mean, Conte is not. He's a manager that wants money, but at the same time, he wants a bit of power. That's the manager he is. He can't get that at Tottenham, so he can get that at PSG. He can get the power there. And also, he can get the money and spend as much money as he wants on players, and bringing in the right players as well to gel with the team that's already there. So I'll be honest with you. I think he'd be a good prospect for that squad, Paris Saint-Germain, and they'll definitely be up for the Champions League for next season if they get Conte.
Yeah. And Doug, do you think that Conte would sit there and look at it and think, what can I do with Tottenham? And if I go to PSG, I'm guaranteed to win a few trophies because I'm going to win the league a couple of times. And has he got more chance of winning the Champions League for himself with Paris than he has with Tottenham?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason for him, if he does leave Spurs, I would say if they don't get into the Champions League. I think that would be the only reason that they don't get in the Champions League. I personally don't see Conte being at Spurs next season, but I could be completely wrong.
Right, yeah. Huddersfield Luton are into the they played 92 minutes, so I think we'll be saying congratulations Huddersfield, bad luck to Luton, and it's 80 minutes in the other one, and I'm afraid, Anthony, it's still 1-0.
Don't surprise me, Chris. Don't surprise me at all.
We used to say 1-0 to the Arsenal a while ago, didn't we?
It was, yeah. That was why they was called. They was known as boring years ago, weren't they? Boring Arsenal. The fans used to shout.
You didn't care, did you? You were winning things.
That's right.
Now, again, I mean, the Bundesliga has finished now. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check. I think that has now finished. A couple of points that sort of I saw when I was looking about this. Robert Lendowski, the Poland forward, hints he could have played his last Bayern Munich game. Robert Lendowski has a contract at Bayern Munich until the end of the 22-23 season. However, the Poland forward has informed the German champions that he does not want to extend his contract. The 33-year-old wants what's best for both parties this summer. Would that be a shock if he left, Doug?
Considering he's been at Bayern for a long, long time, probably not. But I don't see him coming at the Premier League. I just don't. I think now he's at that age where I think he needs to. I think he maybe wants to go to Spain or somewhere like that. But I think he will be leaving. He obviously hasn't been. He has been offered a new contract, but for me, I think he's probably going to be going. In all honesty,
I mean, Anthony, 33. I mean, with his reputation, there's a lot of Premier League clubs certainly that would jump at him. Or do you think it's people would look at him? I mean, would Arsenal? Let's say Arsenal. Would you look at that and go, yeah, we would take him? Or would you look at it and think, well, he's 33 now? Which way would you look at that?
Do you know what? I think he's definitely leaving, and I'm going to go slightly different to what Doug's been saying. I think most probably you would see him in the Premier League next season. I really do. I got to be honest with you. With my team at Arsenal, we definitely need a striker, and I would take him. In a heartbeat, because I know age is just a number, and he's getting on a bit. But I mean, you look at Ronaldo from Man United, 37. He's the second leading goal scorer in the Premier League.
He's 2 years younger than Jamie Vardy.
He is 2 years younger than Jamie Vardy, but it's like what I said. He wants to most probably finish up. I think that with these players that play abroad, they want to come into the Premier League. Whether it's going to be to finish their career, and retire, is another thing. But I think you could see him in there. I would take him at Arsenal, but I think Ten Hag at Man United has got the pulling power, and I think he would go to Manchester United. Myself.
Right. Well, I mean, Doug, there was a while when we first had this.
2-0.
No.
2-0.
Oh,
it's Bruno Guimaraes that's just scored. Newcastle lead 2-0.
Oh God! Yes, you go. Yes. Oh,
right, guys, is that the time? Bloody hell, it's my bedtime. I'll see you later.
I won't mention it. Moving on. I was going to say, Doug, that when we first started to see sort of the big names coming over, if you like, the Klinsmann and what have you, it always seemed to be like the final resting place for these players. It was almost like, the Premier League were looking at the name and not forgetting the age and buying them and bringing them over. Now we're past that. We probably get, and Leicester can get Fofana for 19. We've moved on. Does he just not want? I mean, obviously he wants to carry on playing as much as he can. Do you think there would be interest, though? I mean, like Anthony said, he thinks Man United. You think he'll go to Spain, though? Do you think he's a player? I mean, if he's going to go on a free, which he may well be doing, Barcelona?
Yeah, I think Barcelona would be perfect for Lewandowski. I think it's the place where I think every footballer wants to play for, Real Madrid or Barcelona, as well. I mean, I actually would. I don't know if you both agree with me, but Atletico Madrid, like Luis Suarez, is actually leaving, so they need another striker. I think he would do. I think he would do very well at Atletico Madrid. But yeah, I think he's probably either Barca bound or Real bound for me.
Oh, Atletico. I don't know about you, Anthony. I think it's a good shout because he'd go there and be the big name, wouldn't he? Which he's kind of been at Bayern.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. If he does go there, he would make a good name for himself, and obviously, with his goals. But let's be honest, at his age at 33, I think he's playing better football now at this age now at 33 than what he did at 30, 31. The only reason being is because you look at Real Madrid striker Benzema. Look at his age. He's like 33, 34. And look how fantastic he's doing as well.
Yeah.
He's one of the top goal scorers in that league. The top goal scorer of that league, I believe. So, it's fantastic when these strikers actually, even though they're getting old, but they're still putting 100% in and scoring these goals. And I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So wherever he goes to, I mean, they're going to get a good player with loads of goals, talent, and also, I mean, hopefully, most probably where he goes to, win a couple of more trophies for them, because this is going to be roughly. I think this next team he goes to would be his last. The last
Newcastle?
team he played for. No.
You don't think? I mean, he could be the sort of player, big name that they would be looking at.
I know what you're saying, Chris, but I got a funny feeling that he's going to want to be playing Champions League football still, or maybe obviously some sort of Europa League or something like that. I know it may be a step down, but from the Champions League. But with Newcastle, they're not in Europe. I don't think Newcastle will be in Europe now. I don't think they'll qualify for Europe next season. It'll be the season after.
So, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say this, Anthony, but I can see Arsenal fans crying into their beer tonight, and I think you two know probably who the Arsenal fans I'm referring to are, because the first goal I hadn't realised was a Ben White own goal.
Oh no, I did not know that.
It didn't surprise me, Chris. It didn't surprise me. I'm an Arsenal fan, as you know, and I do not rate Ben White. I do not rate him.
Arsenal fans that don't, I think.
No, I don't rate him at all.
I know it hadn't been given to him before, but I think it possibly, but it has now been classified as a own goal. This is going to make such an interesting
Spurs literally only need a point at Norwich to get top four, because Arsenal's goal difference is +9, Spurs is +24.
Yeah.
We did that. No, what did I say? Just before that?
What did you? Any Arsenal fan that's watching, don't have a go at either Doug or myself or this channel. It's Anthony, the Arsenal fan, that has wished this on you.
I knew it was going to happen. It's typical Arsenal. They always slip up towards the end, Chris. Honestly, they do.
You at least you're not going to be in the conference. You're going to be in the.
At least you finished above Manchester United as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, because my brother's a Man United fan.
Well, we were talking about one player that may end up in the Premier League, and I'm sure Pep sat there singing "Sign and Seal Delivered." He's mine. That was a bad one. Erling Haaland, Man City bound striker, scores in the final match for Borussia Dortmund. I mean, he's hardly been there, and they were giving him the sort of the send off as if he'd been sort of there 20 years. But Doug, I mean, it kind of depresses me as, say, a Leicester player, because I mean we've got money, but we're not in the same bracket as sort of the Man City's 50 odd million pounds on one player. I mean, this is, as a Liverpool fan, and I'll ask you the same question afterwards, Anthony. Do you look at this and think, because they haven't really had that sort of striker, have they, at Man City this season? With this, do you think that's like the final piece in the jigsaw?
Yeah, I think De Bruyne and Holland could be very, very interesting. For sure.
6 minutes added on injury time at St James's Park.
Aye, I was about to say that. It's a good minds think alike. But to be honest, I think Holland is a wonderful player. Let's put it that way. My only concern is with him, he gets a lot of muscular injuries. Now, I don't know if that's because of his physique and obviously his height, but he does get a lot of injuries over the season. Now, Man City need a striker to score goals. You know, they've obviously got that other player from River Plate. Name goes for me, Julian Alvarez. I think that's his name. They've got him as well. They've just been lacking a striker this season. It's blatantly obvious to see. And I think Holland will be very, very good for Manchester City. But does he see City as a sort of a stepping stone to then potentially go to a Real Madrid or somewhere like that?
I would never have thought of calling Manchester City a stepping stone, but I get what you mean. But Anthony, as an Arsenal fan, do you look at that and go, Jesus Christ, we're never going to catch these guys?
I got to be honest with you, Chris. I think this deal with Haaland is, I think they did it back in January in the transfer window. I don't think it was just recently done. I reckon it was all done behind behind the what they call it, the backboard in the background, that sort of thing. I think because they were after him for a while. This ain't the first Haaland that has ever played for Man City. This is the second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, it's like what Doug said, with he's getting a lot of injuries, and it seems to be muscular injuries. And to be honest with you, it is the size of his build. Now, if he's getting muscular injuries playing football in Germany, what is he going to be like when he comes over to the Premier League, the fastest league in the world, as far as I'm concerned? So he's going to be quite. I think he's going to be injury. He is going to sustain a bit, wear and tear when he comes over here, like sort of thing. So, I do feel he's going to sustain a few injuries.
And we all know what happens when Norwegian players go to a Manchester club. They come back 20 years later and manage them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist. I
know you couldn't, Chris. Yeah. By the way, I love your jokes.
Thank you. I'll transfer the money via PayPal later.
Oh, cheers.
That's the modern version of sending the checks in the post. These are the results again, guys. I don't think there's anything particularly.
RB that 1-1. Yeah, RB really. That
beat Berlin. Bayern Munich drew with Wolfsburg, I guess. Eintracht Frankfurt. Maybe they've got Europe on their mind. Actually getting beaten by Mönchengladbach 5-1. That's a good score, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only the best teams win 5-1. I don't know who else I could be thinking of.
I wonder.
I wonder indeed.
Yeah, that for people who don't know, my German team is actually Borussia Mönchengladbach. They had a shocking start to the season, but it seemed to have picked up at the end and managed to get top 10, which is a very very good achievement as well. And finishing above Eintracht Frankfurt, who could go into the Champions League 11th place. I don't think I've seen that before.
No, that would be interesting, Anthony. I mean, again, see that it's, to me, I kind of get that because they've won the Europa League.
Yeah,
so I don't like teams that sort of, and I wasn't keen on Leicester. That we could have won the Conference League by being shit in the Europa League. I just don't think. Manchester United could have won the Europa League by being bloody awful in the Champions League. I don't think that's fair, but I suppose the other way, I mean, they would have earned it because they've won the trophy. But 11th. That Rangers must be looking at that and thinking, oh, good.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. That final's coming up pretty soon, isn't it? Sort of thing. So,
yeah,
but
Wednesday.
I don't think I don't think Frankfurt's going to win it. I think I think it'd be Rangers. It will be.
Can you imagine the
Rangers.
Scots people? Sorry, Doug.
I have to say, I think there's more pressure on Eintracht Frankfurt than there is on Rangers, in my opinion, because Eintracht Frankfurt don't have any Europe to play for if they lose. Rangers are already in the Champions League. Excuse me, Rangers will already be in the Champions League qualifying stages anyway. So I think it's big pressure on Frankfurt to win this for sure.
You see, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Scottish football. People may have noticed that, but I do think it is totally unfair that the team that finished fourth in the Premier League goes straight into the Champions League, but the team that finished second in the Scottish League have to qualify or have to go through qualification. Yeah. I think that is totally unfair. And I think if it's a Champions League, then they should maybe have just a league just for champions. And whether that be, this is why I love the FA Cup, because there's none of this like, Team A can't play Team B because they're both too good to me. The balls go in, you pull them all out. And if the champions of Denmark are up against, Real Madrid, then so be it.
Yeah, I think you said it a bit with the Scottish football as well. I mean, whether obviously we know Celtic won the league, they automatically go into the Champions League, but I think they've got to play some sort of Premier round as well. I mean that's what they used to do, and to be honest with you, it makes you think. Like, no disrespect, I mean, I keep up with Scottish football as well. And obviously I bet on the Scottish football, and I've won a few bets on it as well. But it's like what I said, I find it wrong. I mean, for a team that if you're whether you're Celtic or you're Rangers, you win that league, you go straight into that group phase. You don't go into a preliminary round and then play to go into. Do you know what I mean? But to me, if that's the case, then you might as well think, well, there's no point winning the bloody league in that due respect. You know. So I that's the only thing that I disagree with, So it's like what I said. I mean, they should take it to like the most probably as the English Premier League does as well. Give it the top four, and then let the top two go into the group phase, and for whoever finishes third and fourth, obviously they got to do the Premier round to get into the group stages, And I think that's what it should be. But I that's one thing I just don't agree with the Scottish football on that one. I suppose it's their own rules, isn't it, Doug? I mean, is it like a different to the like how the English Premier League is, like the FA is the Scottish FA, like sort of different to that, like different rules and.
Yeah, as to be honest, but to be honest with you, like the thing is, I think because of. Obviously, what's happened in Russia and political things as well. Congratulations, Ukraine! By the way, I know you won Eurovision, but we came second.
To be honest with you, I forgot. I didn't realize we should have done a watch along.
Yeah,
I would have been on that.
Just a sidetrack. Sorry, we've got a sidetrack for this for a minute. We'll come back to Germany in a minute. We've got to. This is serious stuff now. Eurovision, isn't it? I mean, to me, we won that, didn't we? I mean, it was always going to be Ukraine, and God bless them for what they're going through. But I mean, it's a song contest at the end of the day, and they. Well, as I say, well done to them. Congratulations. The song wasn't very good because I don't think they got that many 12s and what have you. And that pink hat, they deserved not to win it for that pink hat, I'll tell you. But next season, Doug, that'll have to be on the calendar. We'll have to do a watch along for it.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's always good fun. Eurovision, for sure.
You know what? It was better this year, and at the end, I loved Graham Norton's comment when he said, "Oh, we've only got 3 from whoever it was," and then he went, "For last 5 years, or whatever, would have been glad of a 3."
No, I mean our song was amazing. I really liked our song this time around. So one thing that shocked me in the Bundesliga, Hertha Berlin are in the relegation playoff.
Yeah, let's just take that back. Yes, they are. Yes,
That's a big upset there because for most of the season it's been Stuttgart in that relegation playoff, but now Hertha Berlin are facing a playoff to basically decide what league they're going to be in next season.
I mean, you look at that's probably the biggest name that's done. Or they got Stuttgart, I guess, but I mean the 2 below them. I'm honest with you, I'd never even heard of them. So yeah, I think it's a shock, like you say, to see a Hertha Berlin down there.
Like what you said, Chris. Like the 2 teams there, Stuttgart and Berlin. You know, I mean, going back a few years ago, they were a team that always finished in the top 6. You know, it was always Europe and that, and it just proves that sometimes these teams, these top teams we knew used to finish in the top 6, are gradually going down and they're phasing out the league.
I've just noticed who they're playing in the playoff. Hamburg.
Oh, the Hamburg in the second tier.
I'm going to say this now. I think Hamburg are going to beat Hertha.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another big club the ex-big club, if you like. I remember Keegan went to Hamburg and they were in the equivalent of Champions League place, Champions League final. Yeah. Wow.
I can also remember, going back a while, ages ago, when Arsenal was in the Champions League. You know, we used to play Hamburg in our group. It was always Arsenal and Hamburg in the group stages.
I'm impressed you can remember that far back. I really am.
Oh, no.
I've just checked as well which clubs are coming up from Bundesliga 2, and Schalke are back up after one season down, and Werder Bremen as well are back in the Bundesliga. So there you go, two big names of German football back in the top flight.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And let me just say at this point, to be honest with you, if it comes to when it comes to the final, the Europa final, I'm going to be cheering on Rangers. I must admit, I would like Rangers to do it because I do think it's unfair the way that, say, these leagues are treated. We are coming now to my favourite part of the show, and that's only because I can get Doug to say that the team that sounds so good with a Scottish accent. I actually tried to go back and find it to clip it for this show, and I couldn't, but I will find it. Serie A, obviously now in Italy, and they do have, I believe, they've still got one game to play.
Yeah,
but Inter Milan beat Juve 4-2 after extra time in the cup. Now the equivalent, obviously. It's always going to be news about Jose, isn't there? Being linked with Newcastle. I didn't realise that, but apparently he's been linked with Newcastle. But he says on his second season at Rome, which will be next season, we want to try and get into Champions League, but when you look at the level of investment at Inter, AC Milan and Juventus, you realise 3 of these spots should be closed. There is a 4th spot. Last season it was Atlanta. This season is Napoli. Can we get there next season? I think we can. He's talking like he's going to stay. You know, he's not going anywhere, is he?
That is the mark of a true winner right there.
Yeah. I thought that maybe he was, he'd had his time, but, he got, and respect to him, he showed Brendan a lot of respect in the first leg. And the second leg, he was in tears at getting through Anthony. You got to respect the guy, haven't you?
Yeah, you have got to respect the guy, but trouble is though, how many times has Jose Mourinho managed a team and have come out and said exactly the same thing, and he's left and gone to that other team? Let's be honest, he's done it quite a lot of times, quite a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you,
that,
I'm very surprised that if he does, because if whatever manager appoints, looks at his CV, blimey, they'd have to bloody, it'd take a week to read it because of all the teams he's been managing and all the cups he's won and God knows what else. So
he's certainly living off his compensation, isn't he?
He definitely is, Chris, on that one. Yeah, he definitely is. But yeah, I mean, if he does leave, and let's say it's like what you said, if he goes to Newcastle, in all fairness, that'd be the sort of Newcastle. He'd be the sort of manager that Newcastle would need. For them to go straight, because I don't think. I mean, Eddie Howe, don't get me wrong, he's done a fantastic job at Newcastle. I mean, they went all undefeated in the month of February. Newcastle. Do you know that? And it was, it's just he's done. But I don't feel that he's going to be there in the long run. That Eddie Howe, I think he's just going to be.
I thought he's like a stepping stone to get them established, if you like, for a season or two. Josie went on to say, "I have to finish the season as best we can and 100% start next season because I am not looking for a change. My people know that. I couldn't leave the club in my second season. I couldn't do that to the club. So next season I am here. I learned what Newcastle is and how to like the club very much through Sir Bobby's eyes and heart. I'm very happy because, of course, they worked together, didn't they, a lot of the time. I'm very happy that they've found their stability. Eddie Howe is doing good work. The clubs have given them the tool for a change in the January market, and I wish them all the best." Is he mellowing, Jose? Do you think? Is he saying some nice things?
Mellowing in his old age, probably is. To be honest. What is he? 55 now, I think.
Is it right? Well, he's got a couple of years. He's got a couple of decades left in him. Then, if you judge it by Roy Hodgson's age, don't you?
That's right. Yeah. But it won't surprise me if he does go there, because it's like what I said. Eddie Howe's done a fantastic job, but somewhere down the line, I think he's going to get crapped on. Honestly, I think he is.
Yeah. Now, looking at the results on that first result, Doug, who did Bologna lose to?
Sassuolo.
That's the one. That's the one. I must download that for my my text message alert.
Sassuolo.
Let me make a note of the time. 15. I couldn't find it when I went back. I definitely couldn't. Is this your Phil Collins impersonation? You're trying to get to the studio?
No.
Sorry. That's been on my mind. Go on, Chris.
Anthony's singing now. Napoli win, Milan win, Inter win, a draw there for Empoli, Spezia win, Torino win. I mean, Roma only got the draw, funnily enough, on Sunday. I mean, this is the table. Like I say, there's still 1 week to go, so we're only sort of looking at the top. But Jose there, he's sitting in 6th place. It's not guaranteed he's going to get Europa League next season because, I mean, Fiorentina, only they are 1 point behind, but 2 games in hand, Anthony.
Yeah, they are, And you've got to hand it to Fiorentina because ever since they sold their star striker and got rid of him to Juventus, I mean, they haven't been doing too bad. Like, they've been gradually staying afloat, haven't they? But I got to be honest with you, I think Fiorentina, it's theirs to lose, basically, Chris. But by looking at it, at the table, it's definitely theirs to lose. So,
sorry, carry on.
No, go on. You carry on. You say.
No, I was just going to move on and say, I mean, the Milan clubs, again, look like they've got it sewn up. In fact, I don't think they can be caught, actually. But at least they're, Napoli 3rd, Juventus 4th, Lazio, now, they're coming. They seem to be coming back. I mean, it's a little bit more exciting than the like I said, the Spanish one and the French one, hasn't it, Doug?
Yeah, 100%. I think AC Milan are probably going to sewn up now, if I'm being honest. I think if you look at it as well, like Inter Milan have been right or thereabouts. I mean, if AC Milan did draw and Milan won their next game, I don't know if it's head-to-head record or goal difference, but if it comes down to goal difference, then you look there and Inter Milan have got the better goal difference. So,
they could.
So could potentially go down to goal difference or head to head, but I don't know. Unfortunately,
I don't know. No, I'm not. I've no idea.
But no, I must say, it has been a very, very good league, and it'd be just nice to see AC Milan win the Scudetto again. I can't remember the last time they won the Scudetto. It's been a long, long time, and. You know, they used to be one of the big powerhouses as well. To be fair, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Juventus were all powerhouses back then as well. So I think it's been a very, very good season. And yeah, interestingly, Fiorentina have 2 games in hand, which could potentially drop Jose out of the Europa League.
Yeah, definitely. And just give it to us one more time. What's that Italian side there that lost to Bologna?
Sassuolo.
I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm a child. It just makes me laugh. I'm not gonna deny it.
Sassuolo.
Doug, at least on last week's stream, he asked you to say it and blow a kiss straight after. So at least you haven't got to blow the kiss this week.
That's very true, Anne. That is very true.
No, that was a one-off. He did it with too much glee and didn't refuse or deny it at all. So I'm thinking, we'll leave it at that one. Ian Nippons popped in. How the devil are you, sir? Hope you are well. La Liga. And again, I think with La Liga, they've got another week to go, haven't they? I think so. Benzema. Oh, I mean, talk to me about Benzema, guys. What a brilliant season.
It just goes from strength to strength. I think he is probably going to get the Ballon d'Or this season. I think as we keep saying, Lewandowski was robbed in 2020. Mo Salah was at a point one of the best players in the world, but he's kind of gone off the boil a little bit. Karim Benzema's gone from strength to strength. So for me, it just has to be Karim Benzema.
Yeah. Do you think it will though, or do you think it's still going to be Messi or Ronaldo?
I don't think Messi will get it because his stint at Paris has been anything but successful. Awful.
But when does that stop them giving it to either of them two? You know what I mean?
Very true. Yeah, very true.
There's also he did win the French League. So
I think I should have it being an Arsenal fan.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, I think I should have it being an Arsenal fan.
You should just be put away.
Thanks.
They should have a nut house for the Arsenal fans, So Real Madrid beat Levante 6-0 on Thursday. Junior scored 3, Benzema equaling Raul's goal tally. Levante were relegated from the Liga and after a heavy defeat at the Bernabeu. Real Sociedad saw off Cadiz and Villarreal Hammer Rayo Valencia, which is now you can see why I asked Doug to pronounce these teams. Those are the scores there. I think like I say, we mentioned it. Bilbao won. Atletico Madrid drawing with Seville. Is that much of a surprise?
No, not
really, because Sevilla are the draw specialists. 16 draws they've now had this season.
Wow. Barcelona only getting a 0-0 with Getafe.
No, that doesn't surprise me. They always struggle against Getafe. Always struggle, either home or away. They always seem to struggle against Getafe. I think they got a really barren run either against Levante or Getafe. They just cannot seem to beat Getafe.
Yeah, I think now Doug's mentioned it. I think it's like we've all got that boogie team, haven't we? That we just can't seem to win or whatever, or maybe we're all nicking a point, but he's just bloody winning at the same time. But I think you're right there, Doug. It is that team.
I mean, you got the table there. I mean, Real Madrid had won it back at Christmas, haven't they, really? Barcelona, they're going to finish second. Madrid, Real Betis can't catch Madrid, but they can catch Sevilla. Do you see Sevilla dropping out and Betis getting in?
No, I don't know. Just actually checking the.
The goal difference is 22. So for both of them,
I know this. This is head to head in Spain. It goes on head to head record. So I don't know if Betis can actually get in. Because I did see a tweet, Sevilla saying that obviously they had the Frank Lampard happy face and then the Frank Lampard unhappy face. So I don't know if they've actually qualified. But something that makes me laugh is that actually Villarreal are actually in the Conference League as it stands. But looking at their last fixture, they're at Barcelona. Athletic Bilbao are away to Sevilla. So it could be interesting.
I mean, it would be
honest with you. Me and Doug. It's okay. Me and Doug did say on last week's stream, you can't rely Real Betis because they were they won 5th last week. They were lower than 5th.
Yeah,
right.
And they were, and we said that because I think they had a game in hand as well. So I think they played 2 games. And obviously, by the looks of it, I think they've won compared to the points of last week. I think they've actually won 2 of those games.
Yeah, and I'm just I was checking the fixtures for the final weekend. Now, obviously, Alaves and Levante are already down, but Cadiz, I think is how you pronounce it. They're on 36 points. With a much better, obviously it's not going to go down to goal difference, but Cadiz on 36, Mallorca 36, Granada 37, and Elche 39. So you'd probably say that the final relegation spot is between Cadiz, Mallorca, and Granada. And I have just checked the fixtures. Cadiz are away, already relegated Alaves. Mallorca are at Osasuna, and Granada have Espanyol. So 3 tough games for the teams that could potentially get relegated.
Yeah, and it's going to be more interesting than the top, I guess. And Nippon just asked. We'll just ask this quick question because Nippon has asked it for you both. Would either of you take? I'm never going to attempt to pronounce that at your respective clubs. Let's go to you first, Doug.
Giacomo Raspadori. I think that's how you pronounce it. To be honest with you, he's a very, very good player, but he's going to cost a hell of a lot of money to get to Liverpool. I think he's about 80 million euros or something. So yeah, it takes something ridiculous. But we're stacked with defenders at the moment. Obviously, Van Dijk, Gomez, Konate, Matip. No, not for me.
No. Anthony, would you?
Yeah. Now, you can't blame me. I'm an Arsenal fan, and we got Ben White in our defence. So, yeah, I'll take anything over Ben White.
Your £50 million...
50 million... It was a £50 million... Well, it was on a load of shit, basically, Chris, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's literally his name, Ben Shite. Or someone said the other day... he's a seaside Mustafi.
Yeah, he is. He is a seaside Mustafi. And you know what? I've got mates on my WhatsApp chat, and they're still pinging up now. And one of them said, Ben White saved Arsenal at the beginning, in the first half, because apparently Newcastle could have scored, and Ben White got off the line or something like that.
Yeah.
And I said to him, he said to me, he said, "Oh." Because they called me Tony. He went, "Oh, clueless Tone hasn't got a clue." And I said, "Well, we'll see. Keep an eye on him for the 90 minutes." And then Chris comes out and sees he scores an own goal. So I rest my case.
I don't know if Nipun's asked this because he knows who this Raspadori plays for. Because Giacomo Raspadori plays for Sassuolo.
I did wonder, but I didn't know. I didn't know, mate. I'm sorry. I'm not.
So I don't know if he's actually asking. I don't know if he's actually asking that just for me to do the Sassuolo again for you.
I think Nippon. I think knowing Nippon as we do, all I will say in return, Nippon, is you've got the right sponsor for the number of FA Cups you've lost in a row. Anyway, on that note, it took a while. It took a while there, but it went in. Yeah, apparently they're having that underneath the three.
You're a nasty bugger, Chris. You're a nasty bugger.
You love it. You love it. Brilliant. Guys, thank you so much as always. It is the last one, so I thank you for that. We will be back next season, if that's okay with yourselves.
Yeah,
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
I'll tell you what I was going to ask you, Anthony, before we go. Ben White, £50 million to Arsenal. Harry Maguire, £80 million to Man United. Which was the worst signing?
Both. Both. Actually, to be honest with you, no. I think to be honest, I think I don't know. Could I edge Ben White more then? But in all fairness, I've got to be honest with you. Ever since we signed Ben White, I've never seen him bloody head the ball. He's never had it.
Well, I think you find he did tonight, because I must admit when I saw before the show started and I loaded it up and I'd got the BBC commentary going out. I could be wrong here, but I think the BBC actually typed that Ben White had headed it out for a corner, but it did follow up with there was no need for him to do that. So that was the first thing I read about the game. But well, you've got a horse in that race. So let's ask Doug, which is the worst signing?
Harry Maguire, hands down.
I just don't. I mean, it was good when we had him.
Yeah. But
all I can say.
80 million quid. Yeah, just ridiculous.
No. Hey, we saw them coming. Guys, have a good week. I will see you, actually, both of you, on Soccer Sunday.
Yeah, I can't wait for
Sunday.
that.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that's going to be starting at 1 o'clock. And what we're going to do, we'll have a quick chat about all the games beforehand. And then we'll all be doing a bit of a prediction on the games and see how it goes during the afternoon. And we've got a Watford fan coming on to say, look at the bottom of the table. So thank you very much. Stay safe, guys. All the best. And I will see you on Sunday. One more time.
See you Sunday.
One more time.
Sassuolo.
Thank you. Don't forget these guys, that their descriptions are in the YouTube channel where you can find them. The Twitter and the YouTube channels are on there. Thanks very much, guys. All the best. Cheers.
Thank you. See you Sunday.
See you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so don't forget that kickoff is at 2. So at 1 o'clock, we'll be going live. We'll be having a quick look at the games and we'll be doing the predictions and trying to guess who we think will win. And as I say, I've never known, as Doug said earlier, I've never known. The poor Arsenal fan is shaking his head. The poor Arsenal fan is shaking his head. But I've never known it where there is so much been riding on the last game. As I say, the title could still be decided. Maybe Arsenal in Europe. I'm not sure about that one. We'll see. But Europe could still be decided. Or which cup you're going to be in. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm sorry, Anthony, but after everything they were saying, I would love Arsenal. I'd love it. In fact, I would love it. I would love it that much. I would love it that much that I would have to say it like this.
Tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
I would love it if Arsenal ended up in the Conference League. And, of course, at the bottom, we've got 2 teams that are already down. Who's going to be the next to join them? Leeds, the favourite, but it might not be. It might not be. And Did I say 2 o'clock? This starts at 4 o'clock, apparently. It's oh, God, I must stop drinking gin on the show, mustn't I? Really, it's much too put me off. You see what I've done there? I know what I've done there. I put 14 for the 4, thinking, yeah, that's why. The other main excuse, obviously, I'm old. That's what it is. I'll see you on Sunday, guys. Thanks for being on, and thanks to everybody who's watched the show. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks to everybody who has been listening in on Spotify. Take care, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for the what have we got tomorrow. What have we got tomorrow? We've got also relegation special at 7 o'clock. Arsenal could be interested in that. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
That's all, folks.
Some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.